Welcome back to my channel, y'all. This is part 2. I'm fixing to, I reckon I'm going to just go ahead and take the carburetors apart. Well, I'm going to keep them together, but I'm going to separate them. And what I've been doing, I was worried about it yesterday when, I was thinking, okay, I got to be real careful. Do not lose them springs right there. Anyway, what I've been doing, I have been taking a filler gauge and I measured. I opened up the main carburetor, the number 2, and I got a 3/1000 filler gauge. What I was doing is sticking it up in there, filling to them, and checking with these others. And that's the way I'm planning on when I get through with these carburetors and putting everything back together. I'm going to set them all at 3/1000 on the filler gauge. And another thing I was doing also, I was measuring the distance from here to here on all of them. And there was a variation in there. So what I've done, I got everything close to where that right there is. That's filler gauge of 20, 21, 22, and 23, which comes out to 86, roughly 86 thousandths between that part there, this part, and that part. And now, when the thing is, I noticed when you tighten the screws, it closes this flap. In other words, this screw is for this carburetor, this screw is for these two carburetors, and this screw is for this carburetor. Now, watch what happens. I don't know if y'all can be able to see that. It's, get up here to where better light. See how that closes? Maybe I got the camera at the right angle, but the thing is, the tighter that screw is, see how both of these is moving at the same time? And then you got this one by itself. But what I'm getting to also is, the tighter you make it, let's see, yeah, the tighter you make it, it's going to be closed more. The looser it is, the more open that flap's going to be. Excuse me. Now there was another thing too that I was checking. I was counting the rotation with the screwdriver here. Alright, if you'll notice, there's a dot there, and halfway around it, another dot. Anyway, what I done, I loosen up this screw right here. If I can get it to go back down in there. Okay, there it is. Alright, and for that to come completely loose to where I can get that spring out, it takes 4 rounds for that to come all the way up. This right here was 4.5, and this one I hadn't checked it yet. But what I'm getting to is now I'm not quite worried so much about it separating them, because I'll be honest with you, I was worried big time. And another thing too is on the back side, now it was leaking in here and leaking in here. And I checked this right here, this where the gas comes in from the tank. Now that is still good and snug, but I can take them little pieces right there, and I can turn them. That tells me that O-ring in there is loose, or it's tore or something. But what I was thinking about doing, and if you'll notice another thing too, there's just 2 valves on it, but you got this hose coming off of this valve and off of this valve, goes, number 4 carburetor goes to number 3, right down in here. Number 1 goes down to number 2, right in here. So what I was going to do, I'm thinking first is to remove this plate where I can get this hose and this hose off to where I can turn it back over and work on this side. But there's also another thing too you got to be careful of. You got a vent tube here and a vent tube here, and they are good and loose. But I know what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go ahead and remove these little springs here. Go ahead and remove them. Alright, let me get the, okay. Alright, there's a half, there's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. Yeah, I can still see a little bit of a gap right there. 3, 3.5. I still see it going down. Right there's 4. Now, this, I know y'all ain't gonna be able to see this, but look how much that flap is moving now. So now, what I'm gonna do, remove this spring. Lay that spring right there. Now you see, and there's a little catch right there that holds that spring in at the bottom, and there's nothing up there at the top that I can tell. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That feels like it's all the way down. There's the second spring. Now, this one I have not counted. Okay, we're at an angle here. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. There's 3. I'm seeing this gap close. 3.5. There's 4. 4.5. It looks like to me it's going to be around five turns right there on that one, y'all. Okay. Okay, there's them 3 right there. Okay, now I'll come back to this one in just a second. Alright, now what I was going to do to keep up with the springs and all, is put them on a piece of wire. Alright, now okay, I'm going to just set them just like that for right now. For the simple reason is, there's a spring in here and in here, but there is no spring here. And I don't know how much tension them springs has on them. But what I'm fixing to do is go ahead, remove this first. I hope I'm doing this right. I already got them broke loose. I done that yesterday. You know, I wish that I had I was thinking about this also. It'd be nice if I had a plate that what I could do, a spare plate, that way I can cut it in half. And that way, when I remove this, let's see, them set some screws right there. And I can keep two carburetors together, or two, you know, keep them both together. And then take my time separating them out and all this other stuff, instead of having to separate them all at once. You know, that would just be the ideal thing that I'm thinking about. Yeah, I need to get faster with this. Okay, remember how it goes. Just like that. Alright, there's that bar. Alright, now, let's see, I remove that. Go ahead and, well, okay. Go ahead and slide that off of there. Okay. Now, ease that back around that way. Let's see, I'll go ahead and get this spring off right here. Keep it with my springs. Alright. Oh, we got a little washer right there. Definitely got to keep up with them. I thought I had that one. I didn't. Okay. And two, I noticed that that one screw was missing. I wonder if somebody has messed with these carburetors before. I don't know. I don't know that much about any of this. Let's see now. Work all that out of there. Okay. It wants to be a little bit of a booger. That is supposed to slide off just like that. Why ain't that wanting to come off? Oh, I see what the problem is. What I should have done was remove this plug. Okay, put that plug right there. Let's see. Yeah, look how easy that was. Okay, and it all goes just like that. There's one way that only goes. Now, here comes the fun part. Let's see. I don't want to lose them washers or the screws. I'm debating on just sticking them back on there. Yep, because these washers on that side, There's no washer on that side. So I'll put these screws back in. That way it's easier for me to keep up with them. I know I'm taking too long at doing all this. I apologize about that, y'all. Just barely snug it to where they won't come off. Okay, now yeah, I don't know if I can turn these carburetors all back over again to see, you know, well, where I need to separate and keep up with them springs right there. Then I get them springs put on my wire, then I can tie my wire together, that way they don't get lost. Okay, and remember how that bar goes. Right up in there just like that. Okay, there's that screw. Now, yeah, I done see they're already starting to separate because there's more of a gap right there. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be a fun. Yes, that seal is shot. Alright, let's see. Take this spring, put it on there. Ease this apart. Put that spring on here. Okay, now I got all my springs together. Tie this up. Okay, the springs is together. Look at this seal. Yep. That's hard as a brick, y'all. Yeah, that is a seal. Okay, there's 1, 2, and I had not pulled these apart yet, but I'm looking. Yeah, look how bad that O-ring is. It is shot, both of them. Now I need to get me another piece of wire. Yep, I'll get me another piece of wire. That way I can keep up with them. Ooh, look at that one. The build up. Let's see. Okay. That one slipped out of there. Looks like me part of that seal is in there. Oh well. Alright, that's the tubes right there. Now, use this. Now that one was hard to remove there. Yeah, I still feel some of the seal. That felt pretty decent. That one is in good shape. Yeah, but they all gonna get replaced. All right, let's see. Okay. What is, it locks in and it only rotates so far. That's what I was looking at in that one. Okay. Alright. Get my wire. Go ahead and just piece these together. That way I don't lose any of these. Okay. That wasn't quite as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be. But yeah, there's the problem. Reason why the carburetors was leaking is the O-rings has gone bad. Alright, I'll set that right there. Okay, now what I'm planning on doing is let the carburetors set for right now. Yeah, that's going to have to go just like that when they all go back together. What I'm planning on doing is probably go up there and get me, I've been waiting to get one of them good ultrasonic cleaners. Anyway, the way everything has turned out, I have not got my ultrasonic cleaner just yet. But what I'm thinking about doing is probably going to Harbor Freight and get one of them small ones. At least maybe I can put 2 carburetors in there at once. Because what I was wanting to do is get a big enough one, then I can, you know, put all 4 carburetors in. But, you know, looks like I'm going to have to just get one for one of the smaller ones and do the ultrasonic cleaning on it. Yep, keeping up with how everything goes. Let's see, that's just some crud right there. But anyway, excuse me again. Tearing the carburetors, so separating the carburetors was not as bad as I was worried about. It's not as bad as it actually looks, y'all. But yeah, I got it separated, and now I'm just going to wait. I got my rubber pieces that goes from the air box to the carburetors. I got them sitting out there in the sunlight. Hopefully they'll soften up, but you know, I'm not in no hurry. I need to find out how to soften them. Doggone it, I can't think of the name of them. But anyway, the screws, I'm gonna just leave them screws right there in it. They shouldn't go nowhere. But anyway, folks, I reckon that'll do it for this video. That's just separating the carburetors. You know, I get my ultrasonic cleaner, I'll probably just clean them and put them back together with new O-rings. Yeah, I got to get in there to that kit and find the correct O-rings that goes on all of this. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun little job. Yeah, I need to get the caliper and measure this and measure that, cause I'm wondering if they all are the same size, and if so, let's say there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 O-rings that I got to come up with. Okay, well folks, I reckon that'll do it for this video. Thank you for watching.